Sorry, folks. It's my charger. Yeah, of course, that's the Hans Zimmer theme for the new Man of Steel film, which I just got done seeing today. I don't have the movie ticket with me. Believe me, I went to the movie theater to see this. Now, what was I expecting out of this film? Like I've said in trailer reactions, like I've said in vlogs before this, like I said in pretty much it was trailer reactions, vlogs, and when I reviewed the other films before this, what were what was I looking to get out of this film? I was looking to be entertained, looking for a time waste of a film. You know, Superman to do something in the film, okay. Granted, I know they're gonna start with a clean slate and everything, alright. I was looking for an exciting film, and most of all, a film that wouldn't disappoint. Now, did I get that with the film? Yeah, I got it. Now, I am not saying that this is my, like some people have been saying on IMDb and stuff like that. They got a 8.0, which I feel that's too high for this film, to be honest. This film could easily be probably a 5.7 or 5.4, to be honest. I don't think it deserves to be that high up, 8.0, to be honest. That's pretty much almost higher than the original Superman films, which I don't feel this film is better than those movies. Now, most of all, I don't feel this film is miles better than Superman 2. Superman 2 is still the regular cut, not the Donner cut. It's still my all-time favorite Superman film. Right? Also, Henry Cavill, he did a decent job for the script he had and everything like that. He did miles better job than Brandon Routh, to be honest. I was not a fan of Brandon Routh's Superman, sorry. You probably know that by the video you see in front of this. Also, the director Bryan Singer, you should know by now my feelings on Bryan Singer and everything like that. And I thought the film was an okay film. I don't feel it's the best superhero film ever. Like people throw that around literally when every summer movie comes along. That's the best superhero film ever. Like when last year we had Dark Knight Pisses, people go, "That's the best superhero film ever." I wholeheartedly disagree with that. I will say this Man of Steel film I just saw, the Superman movie I saw, is miles better than all three Nolan's Batman films. I'll say that. Because Nolan did not direct this fucking movie. Zack Snyder did. I will say this movie is a very good improvement over Sucker Punch. I'll say that. But this is not my favorite Zack Snyder film. That title will always be Dawn of the Dead. Always. And right behind it, 300. Right behind it. Well, where do I stand with Watchmen? I have to say I prefer this over Watchmen. I'm sorry. Watchmen, the ending of Watchmen just pissed me off so much. I don't even know if it's... One day I gotta revisit Watchmen again. But I know it's one of those films I can't rewatch, obviously, because the whole ending thing, whatever like that. That's not to say that this film does not have slow spots. The people wondering, where do I stand on this film? I feel... Because I know there's some my best friends out there, and I'm doing this because my fucking chair keeps moving. I'm trying to get in a weird position to get comfortable here. Because I know two of my best friends obviously seen the film recently, and they did very big rants on the film. I know Matt and Mike did very big rants on it. I know Mike did, not just a regular rant, it's a super rant, which should be fun to watch. I know Matt did one this morning. I only saw a little bit of it this morning where he says, "It fucking sucks." Then I shut off the rest. I know he's going to go spoiler heavy. I know Michael did a review of the film. He's seen it. From what I gathered, he didn't mind the film, but he knew the film had its problems, which I'm probably in that same boat. I know the film has its problems and stuff, but it didn't get me mad. Who's to say if the film will survive rewatchability? Who knows? But I saw it on the big screen. I don't know. To me, the movie didn't feel long. I don't know why. Maybe I was very drawn in by the spectacle of the money. The movie got a $225 million budget, and I seen it on the screen. Granted, it's heavy CGI, all right, but I seen it on the screen. Okay, I didn't mind the cast. Henry Cavill did a good job as Superman. But Christopher Reeve is Superman, and he will always be Superman to me. In my humble opinion, no matter who plays Superman, he will always be my favorite Superman. Henry Cavill, he does a decent job playing the movie Superman, pretty much. Where Christopher Reeve is the real Superman off camera. You hear all these things he's done or whatever. And there's those people he helped out and stuff. He's greatly missed, still greatly missed. And I know Mario, I gotta watch the rest of his review. I don't think he minded the film that much because I know he has a little bit of a poster, I think, on his, I don't know if it's on the YouTube and the avatar, his avatar picture, I think is of something he made or he found of the Man of Steel. I think it's on his Skype avatar as well. He didn't mind the film as well. So and I know a good friend of mine, Marv Karen, Tony. I always talk about him a lot. He's a good guy on here. He loved the film a lot. I don't know where does he rate this next to Zack Snyder's films. I will put this at number 3 for Zack Snyder's movies and stuff. Right behind it will be Legend of the Guardian. Yes, I know. But 300 will be in the second spot, and Dawn of the Dead will always be number 1. I'm a humble opinion. That will always be number 1. Now, Snyder did not write this film. Maybe that's why the movie was good. Because when you give Snyder a chance to write a movie, we're in trouble. Look at Sucker Punch. You know, he directs them. He did a good job directing the action scenes and everything like that. Okay. Now, what lies the problem is Christopher Nolan and David Goyer wrote this, pretty much. And they did not want to direct the films. I know they were doing finishing touches on Dark Knight Pisses and shit. Maybe that was for the better, pretty much. I know there were a lot of directors that wanted, I think that were interested or they were gonna get before they got Zack Snyder. Like at one point, believe it or not, Ben Affleck was offered a chance to direct a Superman film. But I think the reason he didn't want to do it because he figured, well, to do a superhero film, to be involved in that, and he already caught so much bullshit about Daredevil, which Daredevil is a better movie than this movie. The director's cut Daredevil, even the theatrical version is better than this film, and everything like that. Why don't you love it? Let me explain. Hold on a minute. So he was assigned. He wanted. I think at one point they offered it to him, but he didn't want to deal with it because he didn't want the responsibility of dealing with this. Tony Scott was offered it. But I'm really curious to see what Tony Scott would have done with a Superman movie. But fortunately, I guess maybe Tony Scott was ill and he was taken from us. Fortunately. So other directors they had in mind. Henry Cavill was always a guy that was very close, always getting a role. Like Henry Cavill was actually considered at one point to play Superman. I think early on when they were doing work on that Superman film back in the millennium, when Brett Ratner I think was attached or something, they wanted him to play Superman. And at one point, he was offered to play Bond for Casino Royale, but he lost out to Daniel Craig. And he was gonna play Edwin Cullen, yes, in Twilight, Kissy Vampire, Twilight. But Henry Cavill never got the job. Instead, he got to do little jobs here and there, little movies here and there. I know he did this one thriller with Sigourney Weaver and Bruce Willis, which I remember seeing trailers to, which came out sometime last year. It's just one I gotta look up. I forgot the name of it. He did a decent job. I mean, I know he was also in The Immortals. That was one that came out sometime last year with Mickey Rourke, which has a very 300 like vibe to it. Which I never seen The Immortals. Maybe one day I'll look it up and stuff. So There was a lot of talks to get the movie off the ground. Now, this review, I feel I can go spoiler heavy pretty much. Obviously, the majority of my friends have seen this film already, so I can go spoiler heavy into this one. Mario's seen it. Michael's seen it. Matt and Mike seen it. So I'm sure probably I wouldn't blame them if they don't watch the review, because I know they're gonna be like, "But would you see what we saw?" But it's alright. I respect their opinion. It's cool. I'm sure they had valid reasons for hating it. I know Matt's biggest valid reason was it was boring. He thought, I don't know, I was drawn in, I guess. I know at times it got a little talky, but I don't know. But I think the middle of the film and the second to the third act, to me, rescued the film. That's when the action kicked in and stuff like that. If it would have been all talking, like the Batman films, the Nolan Batman films should have action like this. Maybe Zack Snyder should have got a crack at doing the Batman films. Maybe he would. I know he wanted to give us Dark Knight Returns, which I would love to see what his take on it would have been and stuff and everything like that. Okay, meanwhile, when I'm talking about this here, I'll unplug this here. Yeah, so yeah, this is charged up. It's another battery I'm charging. Stuff like that. Nice. Oh, alright. Plug this in. Okay, I know I have to interrupt the review to do this. I don't want to stop the video. Okay, that way. Okay, it goes in one way. Okay, put that in there. Yeah. But I know my friends, they respect my opinion. I respect their opinion, everything like that. I'm among friends here. But I don't feel that the film is as big as everybody makes it out to be. Like, people really get gung ho about this film. They'd be like, it's the best ever. It's the best Superman. Christopher Superman. They say all weird stuff like that. Now they're entitled to their opinion. Me, I didn't feel that way. I just thought it was what I wanted out of it is what I got. I wasn't. And one thing about this film is it has the spectacle. It has the money on the screen. Okay, you have your decent acting there. Okay, but this film this film is missing something that the other Christopher Reeve films, especially at least the first 2 or 3 at least, have that this film doesn't got. Can you guess what it is? A heart. And one moment, please. Confirmed? Great, it's confirmed. Okay. Okay, that's charged up. That's plugged. Great. Okay, I'm charging that up. Sorry, I just did some night flying with my new toy. Maybe I'll see if I send you guys a link to the video if anyone's interested in it. It's being uploaded on my uncle's YouTube channel as we speak and stuff. But where does the movie start, pretty much? Well, the movie opens up, we're on Krypton. Now, Krypton, from what I understand, what Nolan and Goyer did for the script, I know what Zack Snyder wanted to do, because they gave Zack Snyder supposedly creative control over everything, because Nolan and Goyer supposedly they just came up with the idea, they laid out the work, and just let Zack Snyder do what he had to do, which that probably was for the best. Krypton looks very different in this according to this reboot than the Krypton we seen in the original films. Instead of it being a big white, beautiful ice type of planet where everybody wearing white and glow in the dark suits and everything like that. No, not this Krypton. The Krypton here, everybody's wearing these suits that are almost like something out of the Knights at the Round Table type of thing or whatever. And we basically see the birth of Kal-El, Superman himself. His mom is giving birth to him. And the Jor-El is played by Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe did a good job for what he had to do. Well, he's the second Academy Award when he acted. He got to play Jor-El, because in the first films, of course, it was Marlon Brando. He had the Oscar and stuff. I know there was an interesting backstory regarding him and Henry Cavill, because Henry Cavill was an extra on one of Russell Crowe's movies, Proof of Life. And Russell Crowe was always one of his favorite actors, and Russell Crowe, I guess, gave him an autograph and stuff, and gave him some encouraging advice to continue pursue acting or whatever. And Henry Cavill took that to heart, and he pursued acting, so that's nice. Now he gets to play his father on screen, act on screen with us. So it must have been a great honor for Henry Cavill to be in presence of Russell Crowe. So basically, what happens is they based it on a lot of comic books like Superman Birthright and Superman All-Star. So they really wanted to root this into the comics. They didn't want this to be doing like what Superman Returns did, trying to connect that to the first two Richard Donner films, which I thought was blasphemy. You're not gonna do a connection to those films without Christopher Reeve. That's written in stone. You're not gonna be able to do it, and they knew that going in. I think Bryan Singer wanted to come back, until Warner Brothers told him no. But then Brandon Routh figured he had a contract to play Superman for a couple more movies. But when Zack Snyder came on board, Zack Snyder made it pretty clear they don't want no connections to any of the Superman films. That's one of the reasons there's no John Williams score. And nothing against that being a bad thing like that, but at least it became its own thing. Its own animal. And everything like that. So, Krypton is a very different planet. Kind of made me think of Cybertron the way it looked, or the way they did it, or the way Pandorum looked like Avatar almost, except the creatures are not blue. Like you see a flying creature coming to there. It's like, all right, Krypton has this, okay, and gives birth, and it cuts it to a meeting right when Jor-El, Russell Crowe, is telling the elders that Krypton is in danger with the core and it like that and stuff like that. Until the meeting gets interrupted by General Zod, played by Michael Shannon. Now, Michael Shannon, last year he was in Premium Rush, which he was good in Premium Rush. Decent actor. I haven't seen a lot of stuff Michael Shannon has done, but from what I've seen here, he did a good job. There's certain things they did with the character of Zod here I was not a fan of. Because I know there was one thing I've seen on featurettes on this. They wanted to make Zod sort of like, which I don't know, I'll get to that in a minute. But he interrupts the meeting. Now Zod here, he's a general, basically. And he has formed a coup, a little army. So Zod has an army here. It's not just him, Ursa, and Nam. It's just General Zod and his fucking bitch in command, Fiona, or Feriana, whatever her name is. Very wooden acting. Sarah Douglas could act circles around her, in my humble opinion. And his army. And basically, Zod kills one of the elders there. And it's a good scene there where they take Jor-El prisoner. And Jor-El, Superman's daddy, fucks up Russell Crowe. Like, wow, he fucks up some of Zod's guys. He takes their laser blaster. Like, all right, Jor-El's doing something cool. So he gets on the thing. He flies off somewhere, and I guess goes somewhere underwater where they got all these Kryptonian babies at. Which I guess, Jor-El's child, along with Lara Jor-El, their child, Kal-El Superman, is basically the first last Kryptonian child to be born of natural childbirth. So I guess there they have sperm clinics, I guess. So Krypton's on deep shit, I guess, with the planet. And making things worse, Zod is forming an attack, pretty much. So he goes in there, steals some kind of weird type of stone or skull or something like that, which is something to Krypton's thing or whatever. And basically inserts that into the abdomen, not surgically, but through some magic or whatever, through lasers and stuff, into his son's baby's body, pretty much. And they have to make the ship so he could leave. Now, Krypton is not blowing up and nothing like that, but there's an attack going on with Zod. And Zod is after Jor-El. And these are seen there where the thing takes off and they send Kal-El away. General Zod kills Jor-El. And but not before Jor-El fucks him up, gives him a good scar on his face. Like, all right, Jor-El's going down fighting. Fuck this. We're okay. Gets stabbed, and then out of nowhere, they're about to shoot down the baby Superman spot until I guess now the Kryptonian police show up and arrest General Zod and his people, surround them, and you get the whole trial with the guns vanishing into the Phantom Zone, and of course, like if it would have been more subtle, I would have bought it more, like saying, "Your son, you think your son's safe? He's not safe. I'll find him. I'll find him. I'll find him." But then he goes over the top. I will find him, which seems very silly. I don't know. When Michael Shannon yells, he's very silly, like over the top. I know Terrence Stamp did that, but Terrence Stamp, at least in the theatrical cut, or even in their first Superman movie, you will bow before me, Jor-El. You were yours. You know, that worked a little more better, and all stuff like that. But just Michael Shannon, I will find him. See, over the top. Don't yell, please. I will find him. More pissed would have been better. And basically, oh yeah, by the way, I noticed in the end credits, John Peters executive produced this. Now, John Peters, you can look up that whole story where Kevin Smith talks Superman, pretty much how he was connected with it, and that whole story about John Peters stuff, how he had, when John Peters was connected with the Superman Lives movie and stuff. Which I think some guy on YouTube got a Kickstart program going for him to raise money to get that Superman Lives documentary done. Where he's gonna interview a lot of people. I look forward to seeing that. I hope it actually gets made. So what happens is he gets vanished in the Forbidden Zone, in the Phantom Zone, and into this like spider-like ship. John fucking Peters once again with his fucking spiders and shit, which it made me think of it. I seen this ship. It's a big spider ship or whatever. So John Peters inside finally got in there. Stuff like that. Even though he was made fun of about it by Kevin Smith, he's like, "Fuck it, I want to do it still." He's got to fight a spider and shit. So a spider's in there, sort of, and basically, Krypton gets destroyed. Big explosion, big spectacle. Which to me, I would have bought the fact that Zod destroyed Krypton. To me, that would make more sense. But it's like you had this whole attack going on, and at the same time, oh, how conveniently, Krypton's time is up. Everybody blows up. The elders don't listen to Jor-El. Once again, sir, those motherfuckers, right? So Lara Jor-El pretty much gets killed. The actress who played her was not a good actress. I know there were other actresses in line to play her, but I guess they ended up going for this one. Let me see. Who were the other actresses they had in mind for Lara Jor-El? A lot of interesting trivia behind the film here. There you go. Well, other actors they had besides Henry Cavill was Matthew Good, who Matthew Good was the bad guy in Watchmen. Which when I heard about Matthew Good, I was thinking, all right, maybe he could pull it off. Okay, I think he had worked with Amy Adams before in another movie. All right, but they didn't. Well, I still see why Ben Affleck turned down directing the film because he wasn't experienced in visual effects shots. A lesson I've learned is not to look at movies based on budget, how much they have spent on effects, or where they will shoot. Story is what's important. So that was Ben Affleck's reason, pretty much. Because Ben Affleck, really, I mean, to do Superman, you do need a director who knows how to film, I guess, effects, like digital stuff and that. Zack Snyder, has that experience with 300 and some of the shots he's done with Watchmen and Sucker Punch and everything like that. Like I was dealing with a lot of CGI stuff, or even Legend of the Guardians and everything like that. Okay, other. Trying to see what. Oh, Viggo Mortensen was considered to play General Zod, which I would love to see what Viggo Mortensen would have done with General Zod. Nothing against Michael Shannon, but it would be interesting. Let's see. All right, here it is. Connie Nielsen. Who Connie Nielsen was in Devil's Advocate. She was also in Gladiator. She played the Queen, I believe. Yeah, I believe the Queen of Rome. I believe the one that was the daughter of Richard Harris's character, who was really in love with Maximus, who worked with Russell Crowe. She was considered for the role of Laura Jarrell, and I guess I don't know if she was considered, but they didn't get her. Then there was Julia Ormond. I don't give a fuck about Julia Ormond. She was cast, but she dropped out. And then you got Arlene Zuria, whatever her name is, which I didn't think she did a good job acting wise. She was just there, you know. So basically, that opens up where the ship crashes on Earth, but then it cuts to we see years later Clark Kent with his beard, Henry Cavill working on a fisherman's boat. Okay, I was looking at that like, wow, that's a strange cut. But I guess I see. Then I see what they were going with this. Okay, he's in a fishing boat, basically, on doesn't say much to nobody or whatever. And of course, you get that shot there where you have people on this rig, pretty much was on fire in the middle of the ocean there, and the Coast Guard can't get to them. So, what does Clark do? He gets shirtless, goes into the water, gets in there, gets lit on fire. Remember that money shot you seen in the trailers, which I didn't mind the shot. I know it's CGI-ish, but I didn't mind it. And breaks the door open, gets the people out of there, gets them in the helicopter and stuff. Until this big ass crane is about to fall in the helicopter. Good money shot where he goes there. He's holding, go, legal, and then he's holding it there, and he's holding it until you see that part of the platform is bending. He's really putting his muscle into it. The helicopter flies away, and to the platform, the whole refinery collapses, and he's in the ocean, and he's there, he's just floating there, and he's thinking back to his childhood. Okay, so that's how you're gonna do his early stories through flashback. Okay, you got that scene where he's in school, he's in a classroom, and I guess he's at this age now. Maybe you guess maybe he's probably 8 or 7 or whatever, and he's in classroom and he starts hearing everybody's voices and stuff like that. So he's getting adjusted to this power or stuff like hearing all the voices. I guess Superman has that ability. You know, he has to hear everything or whatever, and see through people's things to harvest. So he doesn't know how to react to this. So he gets scared and locks himself into a janitor's closet in school and stuff until they try to open the door. He doesn't realize his own power. He uses the heat vision to burn the knob a little bit. They call his mother. Then pretty much the rest of the kids, he's an outcast by the rest of the kids. They think he's a freak or whatever. So his mother says, put your mind on an island where you only hear my voice and concentrate and everything like that. So that's what he uses. Then he makes it across to shore, steals some clothes, and ends up hitchhiking. And so he ends up working at this bar as a waiter at a bar at some truck stop. And I didn't mind this scene. There's a scene where this girl's being fucked with, I guess, this waitress by some truck driver who's a drunk, touching her ass. And she says, cut it out. And same time, you got some military guys talking about some kind of ship or something they found somewhere in the ice. And he's taking a listen to that. He's like, okay, something interesting, somewhere out north, all right. So he goes there and he says, look, I think you should cut it out. Stop that. So, well, what are you going to do about it? Then I'm going to have to ask you to leave. And the guy, so yeah, takes a beer and throws it right in his face. And he's about to do something. The girl tells him it's not worth it. He wipes the beer off his face. And then when he walks away, the asshole guy takes a couple of the beer can, throws on the back of Clark's back. Takes a deep breath. He goes outside. So you hear a little bit of that theme, and then later on, when the guy goes outside, the guy's truck, his rig, is being fucking skewered by a bunch of fucking wood sticks, which I found everybody got a laugh out of that. I like that. That's all right. Superman cannot fuck you up, break his whole thing or whatever. It's nice to know he fucked up his car. That's nice. Was it original? No, I know the thing did that to Johnny Storm in the first Fantastic Four when he turned his car into a fucking ball. I know, but all right, I got a little chuckle out of it. Now we're introduced to Lois Lane, played by Amy Adams. I didn't mind Amy Adams. I thought she did. She made her Lois Lane her own Lois Lane. Margot Kidder did a better job, my humble opinion, but Amy Adams was a step up from Kate Bosworth, my humble opinion. Kate Bosworth seemed like they were really, really trying to make her like Margot Kidder. Here, they really went all out the way to separate this from any of the other films. Really went out there with it. So she's basically there to cover the story, and basically like a little scene there where Christopher Maloney from Law and Order Special Victims Units there. He's this guy. He's this colonel or something from or a captain or something from the Air Force, and everything like that. Doesn't like that she's the female reporter out there and stuff. And I like what Lois Lane tells us something about. Well, look, now we get this all established. Now we stop the dick measuring contest. Look, now where's this discovery? So they gave her a place to stay. She goes, what if I have to tinkle? He goes, there's a bucket over there, like with attitude and stuff. So, okay. She gets a smile. She sets up a camera. She has a helper right there. And the helper, of course, is in a hat, in a shadow, is Clark. A helper. I don't know if he's helping or he just happens to hitch a ride in the helicopter or whatever. Like he hitched a ride in there and stuff like that. She wanders out one night and she sees him wandering by the craft over there. He makes it in there, and basically a little thing that he's got there that's around his neck that has the Superman S on it, that stone. He puts it into the machine there, and to a soul, or I guess spirit of the ship of Jor-El comes to him and explains him the whole exposition, who he is and everything like that, and about what the S means and stuff. That this means hope, where we're from, and the family of the Jor-Els, and it tells him the whole thing about General Zod, all exposition pretty much. It's never ever explained, which I thought they were going to do it in the film, of how Clark, when we see him, he's got a beard, right? And when he puts on the suit, we see him coming out of the ship, he's shaved. How the fuck he shaved? I know there's theories behind it. I don't know if Kevin Smith explains it better, of how he lost his beard. I don't know. I thought maybe when he put on the suit did something to him and just took off the beard or something. I don't know. There is no green Kryptonian crystals, nothing like that. No. I mean, you had that little Superman, that stone thing. I guess that's sort of like that, I guess. But no green crystal, none of that stuff. So they really went out to separate themselves for that, which I respect that. Okay. So Lois ends up going in there, and there's little robots that they have there, which are little guards at the ship or something, I guess, and everything like that. And Superman basically crushes it, and she got hurt. He goes, I gotta colonize the wound. If not, you're not gonna make it. So he uses heat vision to colonize that. And then all of a sudden, the ship takes the fuck off. But Lois Lane is left somewhere in the snow there for the military to find her and stuff, to get her to medical attention. Everything like that. And now Lois Lane basically wants to start a whole bunch of a mission, basically, and a whole story she wants to run on who this guy is who saved her life, and what the strange strength he has and everything like that. And she takes it to her editor, Perry White, played by Lawrence Fishburne. I will say Lawrence Fishburne, his Perry White I liked a little bit more, to be honest. Because it seemed like here they gave him a little bit more to do. Like, he could tell he's sort of like a little bit of a father figure to Lois Lane, which I like that they put that in there. And it's a good scene there where he tells her something about, I cannot print this story. Why not, Perry? Because You know what happened if I print the story and people believe that we're not the only with that there's an alien running around and stuff. It caused chaos. So I like the idea that this Perry White was a little bit more cautious about the media and it like that. You know, as opposed to just putting random things out there to sell newspapers and shit. So it's alright, I like that they did that with this Perry White. There's no Jimmy Olsen in the film. I think it's gonna be a female Jimmy Olsen. I mean, you see, there's a character named Jenny. I guess she's sort of like a Jimmy Olsen, but she barely has no screen time. Maybe that's for the better. Fine. So he doesn't let her print the story. So she goes to some internet guy on some websites or whatever to print the story out there and stuff. And she still puts her investigation. She interviews the people who are on the fishing boat. She interviews the girl who was at the bar. Everywhere his trail has been, pretty much. Which leads her to Ma Kent, pretty much. But before that, you have a very good scene where, he puts on the Superman suit and comes down. You hear that great steam right there. And he flies. Now, it's his very first time flying. I have a feeling this will be the thing that got yelled about. I can understand. He smiles because, he's flying. I mean, come on, you fly too. He's smiling, he's fast, going real fast. Okay, he crashes. It's his first flight. When you fly, you're going to crash. I fly remote control stuff. When I learned how to fly, I crashed. I didn't have a big Kool-Aid smile like Henry Cavill had. Alright, he's flying. But then he got the momentum of it. He got the whole thing like you seen there where he put the momentum to the floor and he go boom, then he hit sonic boom, alright. And then basically it cuts in where her hunches lead her to Mrs. Kent, which leads her to the graveside of Jonathan Kent, played by Kevin Costner here, which he finds out she's been asking for him. I guess maybe he was going to visit his father's grave and he had seen her there or whatever. And he says that whole thing that my father once told me the world's not ready for someone like me. And the world and one day will the world accept me or something like that. The whole dialogue you hear in the trailers or whatever and stuff. You guys know it by now. It's always enjoyed the film. You can leave it down below. And you hear a flashback pretty much to that scene where when he was 13 or 14 years old or 12 years old on a school bus being picked on until the school bus got into this accident when it went off a bridge and everybody's about to drown. So he did the right thing. I mean, he saved all the kids in the school bus. Even that bully kid who picked on him. And you have the kids' parents coming to the house saying that something about, but it's biblical, this and that. And you get that scene when Pa Kent is telling him and the son basically tells him, "What's this do? Just let him die?" He pauses. He doesn't say like, "Well, you should let him die." He didn't yell at him none of that. He just goes, "I don't know, maybe." It's just that if anyone found out about what you are, they will take you away from us. You know? And everything like that. But what made me like this? Why did God make me like this? So he shows him the ship and tells him the whole exposition and everything like that. He goes, "Can I just keep being your son? You are my son." And he gives him a hug. I just want to believe, just maybe you were sent here for something more than this, something more. Until this day comes, you cannot let it out. And stuff. So I like that idea, alright. I mean, it's not like I can understand that the argument was he did it like an asshole, like yelling at him and scolding him. "You're not supposed to do that thing." But what is that? They let him die. He didn't come out like that. If he did, then I can understand the argument. But they feel that way. He shouldn't have said that. Fine. I'm not gonna fight with them about it. No. I just thought that's how I looked at it. So it cuts back to the present, and Lois Lane has a change of heart, decides not to pursue this story anymore, and the hunches and everything like that. So she gets scolded by Perry White because the story that she told that internet guy is all over the web and stuff, and he says that she's suspended or without pay or whatever for 2 weeks. And he agrees, she agrees with him, and he goes, for that, 3 weeks. Because I know you know something about this. It's 3 weeks now. So I kind of liked the idea that he wasn't like Perry White here wasn't a guy hungry for a headline. So I kind of like the idea, like he has the responsibility for the media. So I kind of liked that. And Lawrence Fishburne did a good job with that. Made him stand out from the rest, in my humble opinion. So it cuts back, and of course I liked the scene where Clark goes to visit his mom and stuff. And okay, now this is the part of the film where you can say things pick up a little bit now. We got the dialogue and a little bit there where you got that whole thing, you are not alone, and something entering the atmosphere that looks like a spider. Once again, John fucking Peters. Big fucking spider ship. It's General Zod basically putting in a whole, ultimatum on the Earth, pretty much. You are not alone in the universe. I am General Zod. I am looking for one of my people that you've laid shelter to. He looks like you, but he's not one of you. So you have 24 hours to hand him over. This is to Kal-El. You're out there. Surrender in 24 hours. Or his world will be destroyed. Something like that he says, more or less. So he gets that message. And the military... And since, Lois Lane made the mistake telling this internet guy this information and stuff, the internet guy goes to the media and blows the whistle on Lois Lane. And the FBI arrests Lois Lane. They want her to get in touch with Superman and stuff. And Superman does the right thing. He comes in with his suit and everything, which I didn't mind the suit. Okay, once again, trying to be its own thing. He surrenders himself to the military. Because, Superman's not looking to battle the military or like that. He surrenders himself in there. And you get that he wants to see Lois Lane. He wants Lois Lane to be let free and everything like that. What's that? What's the S stand for? It's not an S. My planet means hope. Here it's an S. How about Superman? The whole thing gets interrupted by this doctor, Dr. Hamilton, who I recognize the actor because the actor was in one of the episodes of Sarah Connor Chronicles, and ironically enough, he was in a fucking episode of The Cape. Alright, I think he played the mayor in The Cape. But he was okay. He plays this doctor, scientist, I think Dr. Hamilton, which I think he's in the comics, I think from what I hear and stuff. And remember, Superman, I never got into him through comics and anything, just through cartoons and through Christopher Reeve's movies. So from what I heard, they want to go very deep into comics here, I guess. So fine, so be it from what I hear. I'm not the artistic police. I can't say if they succeeded or not, but so basically, he tells them, "I'm not your enemy. I've been here 33 years on your planet. I see you. I see everybody here. I'm not your enemy. I'm just here to help. I'm not surrendering to myself. I'm surrendering for mankind on behalf of all of you." So that's good. Superman's doing that. And Zod comes in, the ship comes in, and they send his Fiona bitch girl who can't act down there to the planet and says, "We want the Earth girl too." And they go, Christopher Maloney says, "You're not taking one of ours." Yeah? And she goes, "No, it's okay, I'll go." So they get on the ship. Of course, Superman, I guess this whole thing with him being away from the sun on the ship and his body reacting a certain way becomes human-like. So they take him prisoner, and Superman gives her that stone thing he's got. He said, "Don't give it to no one, just hold on to that." And basically, I guess Zod goes into Superman's mind and tells him his exposition. There's the problem I had with Zod here. They were trying to make him a bit sympathetic with this whole thing about, the reason he made this coup is his version of getting to the elders and taking over to save Krypton, but to make it a dictatorship and stuff and everything like that. Kind of like, he didn't agree with the elders like Jor-El did, but his motivation for taking over is like they're trying. Then the whole motivation was that he needs a stone to open up this kind of weird thing, which is a thing they've stolen from Dark of the Moon and what they sort of did last year with the Avengers, if you think about it. But I thought of more Dark of the Moon to open up this thing to do terraforming on the Earth, to turn the Earth into Krypton, to make a new Krypton, and to basically eradicate any humanity right there, pretty much. Once again, Zack Snyder and David Goyer stole from Dark of the Moon. Because I remember that whole thing was some kind of device that opens up into another world that terraforms it to make it into Cybertron. Same shit. And last year in Avengers, of course, it was a doorway that opened up or whatever, and to let the aliens come in, the invading army come in and fuck up the city. Like those films, this film has a similar thing like that. Once again, a city is destroyed in a superhero movie. Again. Except here, I believe this city will be fixed, though. Because Superman is going to spend time fixing these fucking things up. All the damages that got done and stuff like that. I'm sure it's not in the president's budget. So what happens is, she gets to one of the devices on the ship. She puts it in there. She sees Jor-El. Jor-El shows her a trick of how to stop General Zod's plan and everything like that. And guides her to the escape pod and everything. Until obviously Jor-El does something to the ship to restore Superman's power, where he gets off this table there and scares the shit out of the guy who's fucking was taking blood out of him and stuff. And he leaves the ship until he sees Jor-El, and Jor-El says, "You can save her. You can save them all. My son, please go." So he goes, flies off to save Lois. Good scene. I like this scene better than the one in Superman Returns, where her escape pod is burning up in the atmosphere. Superman's trying to get to her. He gets her. He grabs her, saves her, brings her down. Then they kiss. It's more of, I guess, of you save my life type of kiss. All right. And then he flies away. At the same time, Zod takes his ship and makes a big mistake. Shows up at the Kent farm and basically grabs Ma Kent by the neck, which that's a mistake, and that pisses Superman off, which leads to a decent little fist fight right there, which he pushes Zod and goes, and Zod, along with some of these other soldiers, they got this weird, like this thing over their face because they can't sustain the Earth's oxygen or whatever and stuff. So he's beating the shit out of him, okay, basically dragging him to this place, to the part of the town that got fucked up or whatever. And he feels pain and he can't adjust. You see, he's in the atmosphere, so he has sort of that little superpower there, but he can't adjust to the thoughts and everything like that. At the same time, the bitch comes down and gets into a decent little fight with Superman. All right. People say they like this battle sequence more than one Superman 2. I disagree. I think it's a decent one. Okay. CGI is used good. At the same time, the fucking military, they come in. They want no part of any of this alien shit. So they are ordered by Christopher Maloney to fire on Superman. They don't refer to him as Superman yet. On him and on the other two. They do that. Superman dodges the bullets because he don't know bullets can't hurt him yet and stuff. And of course, this big giant motherfucker, looks like a creature or whatever, jumps on one of the A-10s, fucks them up, and everything like that. The girl tries to pull out a knife to get into a fight with Christopher Maloney until Superman comes in, fucks her up. You can't save them all. Everyone you save, we will kill a million more. Everyone you save, we will kill a million more. And so he gets into a little fight there. Which you see a lot of product placement there. Granted, they did that in Superman 2 as well. Like, there's an IHOP there that gets fucked up and everything like that. And a Sears mall gets fucked up and everything like that. A lot of shameless promotion right there, really. So, then what happens is, excuse me, I'm feeling a little parched. Get something to drink here. So, basically then what happens is they retreat Superman goes check on his mother. I like the way she tells him, "Hi, Clark. Nice suit." So I liked that. And she's okay. And Amy Adams calls him Clark, stuff like that. So he flies away. And before I like this one good scene before that, where he comes out from the IHOP and the military surrounds him, and he saves one of the military officers after they fight on his ass for falling out of the helicopter and saves him and stuff. And he saves Chris Maloney, and they go, "Stand down. He is not our enemy." So I liked it that now the military use their fucking brain, realize Superman is not their enemy, and they give him the nickname Superman. Ah, that's good. I needed that. Very cold. So then what happens is you have another scene there where you got the terraforming starting pretty much, where you have these two ships, one that looks like a spider that's putting this beam to one part of the ocean right there, and another one that's doing it right in the middle of Metropolis, fucking up the city a little bit, making gravity go up. Basically, Jor-El told Lois Lane about this whole thing about to use Superman's old ship that he was sent in against the other ship to close the black hole or whatever like that. All right, the military's gonna help him drop that and stuff, and Superman's gotta stop the other machine, pretty much. Which I swear, when Superman goes to try to stop it, I seen the Sentinels. That's right. No, not the Sentinels from the X-Men movies. No, the Sentinels from the Matrix films. Because it looks just like it. The Sentinel. They're like, wow, Superman's fighting one of those things from the Matrix? All right. He's fighting those little Sentinel bots or whatever. I think that's what they were called, right? The machines or whatever. Centuries or whatever they were called. Superman's fighting them and stuff until he gets pushed down and everything like that until he ultimately flies up into the beam, fucks up that ship until the bomber ship comes in. The girl comes in to attack the ship. You hear the Willem scream, "Ah!" Or they fire on the girl, doesn't do anything. Christopher Maloney is flying the ship into the other ship until she goes, some other stuff happens there. And then she flies out the ship. That gets activated, saves Lois Lane. That's when they kiss, my mistake. And Metropolis is all fucked up now, pretty much. Once again, another summer superhero film where the city is destroyed. They did this with Dark of the Moon. You see, that's the routine of every little superhero film. The city's got to be destroyed, urban city. You know, the last year it happened with the Avengers. That city was fucked up too. But I think even Dark of the Moon, the city was more worse, in all honesty. You can even say Battle of Los Angeles kind of did that. The best, in my humble opinion. So, okay, the city's destroyed. This whole bullshit that is the motivation that Zod does. I do cruel things, evil things, but it's for the good of my people, the Kryptonians. You're not one of us. I'm doing it to save my race, save my people. You just destroyed all hope we had. And basically, him and Zod get into a last-minute fist fight, pretty much, which lands to the air, to the ground, to the buildings. I thought it was a decent fight, which ultimately left to a thing where a lot of people started yelling about. I don't know where Matt or Mike's thoughts are on this particular topic, with Superman killing Zod. Many people, the mainstream audience, I'm not talking about Mike or Matt, I haven't seen their rants yet when I record this, but many people forget in Superman 2, Superman did kill Zod in Superman 2. Granted, it wasn't as violent as he did in this movie. You know, he just crushes his hand, which is a good, badass moment, which I still love that moment. Picks him up, because Zod is in human form. Picks him up, looks at him, gives him a little smirk, and then throws him to against the wall, and he falls to, ah! So he kills Zod. Even Lois Lane killed Ursa when she knocked her out. So, but here it's a more violent kill. Maybe that's why people had a problem with it. But basically, he's got Zod in a headlock, and there's these people hiding in the corner there, and Zod goes, and Zod basically activates his heat vision and about to burn this family right there. And now Superman tells him very clearly, "Stop it! Stop that! Don't do that! Stop it! Don't force me to do this! Stop!" And he snaps his fucking neck. Which I'm like, okay. I heard people in the audience go, "Ah, what the fuck you on about?" That's what I want to say. What the fuck you on about? Superman killed before. Hell, in Superman Returns, when he, in the end of the movie, when he picked up that rock and that thing collapsed, it fell on Kumar and his fucking buddies. He killed those people. Superman's capable of killing. Maybe not on purpose, but it's capable. And okay, he screamed no about it. Which I know Zack Snyder wanted that scene in there to be a little more violent, powerful, so that could establish the whole credo, or not credo, or marker, or a way of Superman that he would never take a life because of this moment here. That would be unforgettable for him. So if he has to battle someone again, he won't take a life. I guess that's what Zack Snyder tried to go for. Okay. So then it cuts away, and you see the military driving somewhere until you see one of those drones crash, and they come out of there, and he goes, "I see you guys are still trying to find out where I hang up my cape. You're going to have to trust me. I trust you, right? How are you supposed to trust us?" "Well, like I'm trusting you." So it basically flies away, and of course that scene, everybody got laughing in the theater. "What are you smirking about?" "Well, sir, he's kind of hot." All right. So he goes to see his mother, and they fix up the house a little bit. "So what are you going to do now, Clark?" "Well, I'm going to have to get a job someplace where I can keep my ear close to the ground." And like that. You hear that big theme pop up there. And lo and behold, he goes to the Daily Planet. Now, Lois Lane knows Superman's identity pretty much. And Zack Snyder or the people from Warner Bros. A bunch of fucking liars. Because I remember what they said when the film was being conceived, that Clark Kent would not be wearing glasses in this movie. They lied because in the ending, he's wearing glasses. Which I don't know why they had to go that route. I thought maybe they'll do something with his facial hair or something, but I guess not. I don't know if they're gonna make him bumbling or whatever like that, like he was like Christopher Reeve. I doubt it. But Lois sees him. He goes, "It's super to have you here, Clark. All right. Welcome to the planet," she says. A little twinkle in her eye. Then you hear the title, and the film was what it was. I don't feel it's the best Superman movie ever. I don't feel this is the film Superman deserves. I feel it's a time waster. It's a popcorn movie. It was entertaining at most. I seen the money in the screen. If it wasn't for the third and it wasn't for the second or third act, the movie would be mediocre at most. But I enjoyed the film. Will it survive multiple viewings? I have no idea. Maybe, you know. But the acting was alright. I mean, I know the whole thing about how Pa Kent dies is a bit strange. Because in the original film, it was a heart attack. Here, is it regarding a tornado? Alright. And I know people wondered why the hell did he save his father? He wanted to. His father went, "No, not yet. This isn't the time for you." So it was self-sacrifice and stuff. That was one of the reasons why Clark's good nature is the way he is. He wants to help people and stuff. So it kind of built the character. I guess that's what they were trying to go for. But if I had to rate the film right here, right now, I would give it, in all honesty, really 7 out of 10. That's it. You know, it's not. I don't know if this film, where this film will be I mean, I would put Olympus Has Fallen ahead of this film. I would put other films, which I haven't seen a lot of other films of 2013 yet that I loved a lot or whatever. I mean, this one was an okay one. This will probably be in there. It wouldn't be in the top 5, maybe be in the top 10, maybe, but it is what it is, you know. What I was expecting of it, I got. I wasn't expecting to be the greatest Superman movie of all time. I wasn't expecting to be, wow, I'm gonna go very in depth. We didn't need really a lot of in depth. The film didn't have to be 2 hours long. You could have made this a little less longer film, to be honest. To make the origin go a little more faster, but I got what I wanted out of it, pretty much. Now I can talk a little bit about the future of the Superman franchise, right here, right now. Basically, no Justice League film. Work, like what Henry Cavill said in interviews and what Zack Snyder said in interviews, work on establishing the world getting used to Superman first before you flood a whole movie with a bunch of superheroes and stuff like that. You know, so just take your time with it, basically. You know, build it. No, the Marvel thing when they did with Avengers, they took time with it, they built it and stuff. And I don't know, do you need Justice League movie really? You know, I just think, you know, just do your own thing with your own superhero films. That's it. I mean, the movie's probably making its money. I mean, so far, there's a 225 million budget. It only made, I guess, 116 so far. Maybe overseas, it might make back its money. I don't know. I know World War Z opened this weekend. That's making a lot of money. And I know soon we're going to have the Lone Ranger coming out. So that's going to be a 4th of July opening. Yeah, you got Despicable Me coming out. So Man of Steel is going to have a very tough competition. I don't know where Fast 6 is doing box office wise or whatever. But my thoughts, I mean, revisiting these films again, you know, it's been a treat. Like revisiting the Christopher Reeve films and like that. Superman 2 is still my favorite Superman film. Right behind it, I'll put the first Superman movie. Right next to it, Superman 3. And then, yes, Superman 4. Yes, I did a review of it, explaining what my thoughts are about the film. Superman Returns, that's the worst of the worst to me. Just me. I'm sure between Mike and Matt, after their experience watching Man of Steel, I know they're not the biggest fans of it. I guarantee, if I could predict something, I haven't seen their rants yet, but if I could predict something, they will both say they would rather watch Superman Returns than Man of Steel. I'm going to guess it. Remember, as I record this, I haven't seen your rants yet. So if I leave comments on your rants, and you look at this video by the time it's uploaded, I have my Verizon and everything. Hopefully everything will be okay. Hopefully. Got my fingers crossed. But thank you for tuning into the Superman reviews. Now more. I wish I could have my Superman shirt. The reason I'm not wearing it because it got funky from the rant. I was sweating in it and stuff, so I had to go in dirty clothes. Yep, the S has to be washed. So thank you for tuning into the Superman reviews with me and stuff like that. I enjoyed revisiting these films. Not so much Superman Returns, but the other stuff and everything like that. Somebody said that this movie is kind of like if Smallville had a big budget. Because the whole thing of the way they did with Clark Kent and stuff like that. Because Lois Lane, knowing Clark Kent and Superman, that's kind of the thing that did with Smallville, I think, in one of the seasons. When they introduced Lois Lane in there and stuff. That Lois Lane knew of Superman's real identity and stuff. And everything like that, I think, from what I heard. But 7 out of 10 is the rating of the review. And thank you all for tuning in. And thank you, and rest in peace, Christopher Reeve. You will always be the real Man of Steel. Later.